Wizards Nation, we know what the deal is next year. It's two things. Dude, develop the young bucks. Keep our top 8 pick. We know this. We know our pick is top 8 protected. If it's not top 8, it's going to the Knicks. I don't know why I just stated the obvious. But I made a stream a couple of days ago, right, regarding why we won't reacquire or get full control of our first-round pick next year from the Knicks. Because technically what we could do is we can call the Knicks and be like, hey, man, what do you want? We'll give it to you, and you give us full control of our pick. That way we basically regain our own destiny. But, Josh Robbins dropped this article. I'm going to read it to you guys again. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Josh Robbins dropped this article about like a week ago, basically stating why we will not reacquire our first-round pick for the Knicks next year. And basically, it states, long story short, that the article is beautiful. Josh Robbins is one of the best. Very informative. If the Wizards reacquire our conditional first-round pick from the Knicks, we would upset the original terms of the pick swap with the Suns. Therefore, to strike a deal with the Knicks, league sources said the Wizards first would have to proactively decline the first-round pick swap with the Suns. What does that mean? Basically, with the pick swap that we have from the Suns, from the Bradley Beal trade, remember we got 2026, 2028, and 2030 pick swaps. Look at it right here. Look at this trade. The fact that we were able to get this from Bradley Beal, kudos to Will Dawkins. 4 pick swaps, 2024. No, nothing. Nobody planned on anything happening. Next year, 2028 and 2030. We also got 6 future second-round picks, ladies and gentlemen. But basically what happened was, since we made this trade, the Suns also made another trade, and they traded unprotected swap rights to 2026 first-round pick, the less favorable one between us and their first-round picks, to the Magic for 3 future second-round picks. So what happened was, we made a trade with the Suns first. The Suns made another trade contingent on our trade with the Magic. So basically, going back to the original thing, if we were to try to get full control of our pick, we would upset the previous trade terms that we had already struck with the Suns. So we can't really do it. Now, I said this in the stream. How much do the Wizards actually value the first-round pick swap? So that's right here. The Wizards value that potential pick swap too highly to consider giving it up, a team source said. Now, obviously, in order for us to get the pick swap, the Suns are going to have to land higher than us in the NBA draft, in the draft lottery. And we all know how the thing works. We never know. Nothing is guaranteed in life. So, the reason why I'm reading this is because, well, I was thinking to myself, how bad could the Suns be? We know that they lost Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal. They got Jalen Green, Mark Williams. A solid draft. Come on, Malawash. But I'm reading this article right here. They traded away Kevin Durant, buying out Bradley Beal. The Suns know that there won't be as much pressure on them compared to the past few seasons, especially in a loaded Western Conference. The Suns right now, according to NBA.com, they are ranked 13th best in the West, meaning they are 3 games out of a play-in spot in the NBA's first offseason power rankings released on Monday. These are a couple of notable stats. We're gonna see. Like, the thing is this: we're all diehard Wizards fans, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna be following the Suns really closely next year. As a matter of fact, I'll probably be dropping a video on these motherfuckers once a week. Like, this could be a blessing in disguise. But anyways, the Suns were 33-29 with Kevin Durant in the lineup, and then oh shit, they were 3-17 without him, with 2 of those 3 losses coming against Utah. They were outscored by 8 points per 100 possessions in 1,259 minutes with Devin Booker on the floor without Durant, which is what's going to happen this year. They were also outscored by 8.2 points per game in the restricted area, the league's biggest discrepancy by a huge margin. They just took 19 They just took 20% of their shots on the road in a restricted area, with that being the lowest rate for any team in the 29 seasons for which the shot location data stuff is. This is NBA nerd stuff right here. Yeah, and this is another NBA nerd stat, basically detailing Devin Booker's like a little bit, not decline. Yeah, he's not declining at all. But basically, what I'm thinking is Jalen Green able, like, is he going to contribute to winning basketball? I mean, he kind of did with the Rockets, but we all saw what happened in the playoffs. Man was non-existent. You know what I mean? So the Suns' two highest players are an interesting mix. And if the Suns are going to put their best players on the floor, they'll be playing without a real point guard, which they did last year. Well, Booker and Green, both of whom could create their own shots, get the Suns some easy baskets in transition. I don't know, man. I don't know. They got Mark Williams. But then again, Mark Williams is an injury concern. Man failed his test with the Lakers. You know, like it says here, Phoenix controls his own destiny. Not even that. We control our destiny for the next couple of years, for the next 2026, 2028, 2030. So, honestly, y'all, this is Devin Booker last year. 25.6 points, 4.1 rebounds, 7.1 assists. You know, he's not declining whatsoever. Devin Booker, say what you will about this dude. Say that this man spends too much time in a tanning booth. This man is 28 years old, bona fide stud. As a matter of fact, we just drafted a dude named Trey Johnson, who we all, I don't know why I said that, but we all hope that he ends up being the next Devin Booker. All right? I understand the Booker slander, but listen, man is a dog. Now, is he overpaid? $70 million a year, $70+ million a year. Hey, that's another story. But the man is going to produce. So, this is where the Suns landed last year. They were 36-46. They were, at the 5th worst record in the West. But ladies and gentlemen, this includes Kevin Durant. Obviously Bradley Beal too, but Kevin Durant had a huge say in this. I wouldn't be surprised if they win 25-26 games. That's a 10-game differential from last year. Bradley Beal was severely overpaid, but as a player, 17+ on extremely efficient numbers. They lost two dudes and replaced him with a guy like Jalen Green, who's a big question mark. A big question mark. They got Mark Williams in there, but Mark Williams himself is a huge question mark. As a matter of fact, let's pull up his games played for the past couple of years, because honestly, while he's a fine player, his availability ain't there. 44 games played last year. 19 games played the year before that. 43 games the rookie year. I'm telling y'all, ladies and gentlemen, going back to this, 25-26 games that the Suns could win in the mighty West compared to us. So now, going back to us, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to show my face one last time. This has me thinking, y'all. We will have more, I guess, the more the better. Because in a lottery system, dude, we all know it's rigged. I'm going to say it with a straight face. It's rigged. Yes, I'm butthurt. I don't care. It's rigged. But we have now more ping pong balls now to play with. I'm assuming this is exactly why, I'm going to pull it up again, exactly why the Wizards valued the potential pick swap too highly to consider giving it up. Honestly, what would it take for us to get full control of our pick next year for the Knicks? What would they want? Maybe they would want one of the pick swaps from the Suns. I don't know if I'll give. I don't know. We already have a team that's supremely young. It's expected to be one of the worst teams next year. Granted, I feel like we're going to win more than people. I feel like we might win like around 24 games, 25 games. I said 24 the other stream. You know what I mean? But going back to this, in my opinion, I'm just like, you know what? Will Dawkins might be right. He might be like, dude, I constructed this roster to be obviously orientated to develop the young bucks because we have great veterans, and the coaches who are willing to let the rookies develop, but also to be ass. I think he's kind of confident that we're going to secure our pick, which means in his mind, he's just like, I don't want to give up assets for something that I feel like I'm going to get. But then again, nothing is guaranteed in the NBA. Nothing is guaranteed in life. But he might be thinking, hey, I put us in a good situation to secure our pick. He didn't sign a center. He signed Marvin Bagley, but Marvin Bagley himself is injury prone. And he's also just like, well, the Suns over there in the mighty West, they could get wrecked at any second. And they could be winning 25, 26 games, possibly 27. And we all saw last year how teams jumped into the top 5. He might be thinking, I'm going to increase my own chances in the lottery. And you know what? I don't blame him. Honestly, y'all, reading this article, kind of like, much kudos to Josh Robbins, but I'm in the boat now. I'm going to end this video like this. I'm in the boat now where I'm just like, you know what? Let's roll with this plan. Let's see how things go. But if I'm a betting man, the Suns next year, we already know the Suns are cooked in the future for 2028 and 2030, where we're going to have the pick swaps. But for next year, which is what I honestly didn't expect it. Nobody, pretty much, well, Dawkins, Suns, that they will be this close to disaster. They won 36 games with Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal. They replaced that with Jalen Green and Mark Williams. Jalen Green is a question mark. Mark Williams is a huge question mark as well. I'm not one to wish injuries on anybody, but God forbid an injury happens to one of their core players. I'm just saying. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think, man. I feel like what Will Dawkins has done, he has put us in a great situation for next year. He has. And I'm going to end this with this. For those who, I probably wasn't that straightforward, but in order for us to get the Suns pick swap, they have to land higher than us. So even if we do get scorned in the lottery, the Suns jump us, we get their pick. So it increases our odds. I'm excited, man. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Till next video. Peace, yo.